We're back on the channel. There's some things that I need to take care of, because as you can see, it's sunny out there and it's the mystical like early spring, and it's definitely not. It's about 40 degrees outside, and basically where I'm at, 40 degrees is riding weather, and my shit ain't ready. Let's go. If you have the same problems that I'm about to describe to you, stick around for the rest of the video. Let's get to it. Since I have a new bike lift, we're going to put it to good use. Do you have a bike that's popping at idle, popping out of one of the pipes? It's kind of going down the road, pop, 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 pop. You know, it's time for a carb clean. This is a 99 Roadstar. And the carburetor is relatively simple to get off. You got to pull the tank, pull the air cleaner, and we'll get into that. I got to do that. I also got to do a petcock on it because I got a cheap Amazon special. Hope it works, or I'll be ordering another one. Yeah, this one's a little small. But this brass nipple, I said nipple. That brass nipple there comes out of the other one relatively easy. It's a common thing, I guess, with these. Getting on Facebook pages and doing some digging. It's a common thing. People say to just rubber mallet, tap them back in. I don't want to be doing 60 down the highway thinking, oh, when's that going to pop out? So, genuinely, they're under 30 bucks. This one was 12. So, it's probably not going to work. But, also got myself an oil filter because, well, I ran all last year on new oil and oil filter. It's time to do that before this year. And, well, crap, I forgot the keys. And time to get the seat off. You kind of need two hands for this. You can't, you just gotta, you gotta wiggle it right. And then you turn it counterclockwise, and boom, seat pops up. And for the back of the tank, you need a 10 mil. Creepy woman behind me, isn't there? Long bolt. So, there's 3 bolts on the dash. Yes, it's called a dash. A fish wiring harness up to where you can get it to unplug. Then you should really have a towel or something down to protect your paint if you're really that worried about it. Trust me, this paint job's nice, but it needs buffed out. Remove this, which is the vent line. Now, on these Roadstars, if you are still fuel pump or still have a fuel pump on it, on the passenger side, you'll have to take the fuel line off. It mounts to the frame or top of the cylinder jugs. It mounts to the top of it, and just a fuel line from the fuel filter up to the petcock. I already took the fuel filter off. I'm pumpless, so I don't have to do that. And the fuel filter was, before I parked this, kind of my, maybe it's clogged up. So the other day, whenever I put this in here, I pulled the fuel filter off. But you're gonna have to do that, not me. Oh, you also have this green plug at the back. It's your level sensor. Ta-da, tank's off. And I forgot to mention, the bolts for the tank, or for the dash actually, You only need two 10 millimeters for the rear bolt back here, and for the dashboard you need a 5 millimeter Allen. I like T-handles. They work better for me. And if you have, I'm not sure on the factory air cleaner what you need to take it off, but if I believe this is a Barron's air filter. Not sure, it was on the bike when I got it. But it requires 5 millimeter Allen head, 3 of them. It's relatively simple to get them off. Obviously, your fuel line, Phillips on one hose clamp, and boom, wiggles out, and your carb's disconnected from the bike. Loosen the clamp on the intake that holds the carburetor, and then popped it right out. Now, 10 millimeter, you have a double cable throttle setup, one for pulling and pushing. You loosen those up and you pull them out, and then just come on. There we go. Oh, all right. So we're not done yet. There's not much to it. Not much to it. It's pretty quick to get it apart. I've also done this 15 times, fine tuning this thing, and then my filter gave up. So, and I think it got some particles down in here. But these, there's throttle position sensor, I believe it is, of some sort. It has a security Torx, is what I call it. It's a Torx that is a T20, but the center has been drilled out, not by me, from the factory, obviously, or not cast in it, whatever. And that's what you use to get that off, because I'm not tracing it and I'm unplugging it. Good idea or bad idea? I don't know. I haven't had a problem yet. Some people will be like, oh, well, you got to disconnect them. Well, I haven't ran into a problem yet. Boop. Pull it up out. And there. That's one carburetor. It goes right here. Is what I just took off. Here, let me grab the screw so I can show you. See the little hole or pin in the center? Yep. It's a carburetor. And, well, I have no shaft play. This thing drove down the road kind of fine. If you were in it, oh, that fuel smells bad. Ooh, Mom's gonna love me. But when I was in it, driving down the road, it was relatively fine. On diesel, it did have a pop. I don't know if it was a lean pop. Now, granted, there's something else I'm changing on this, which is the exhaust seals, which I'll show you how to do too. I forgot to mention that because I was just thinking about it. But genuinely speaking, these bikes are very sensitive to, well, exhaust leaks and anything. I had this thing basically dialed to be almost perfect, and then the temperature started dropping and I let the bike sit, and then it warmed back up for about a week, and I don't know if I just picked something up out of the tank or if the filter just deteriorated because it was how many ever years old. But we're gonna find out together. Or it was just shitty fuel.
Doesn't look that. Oh man, I'm not real happy. It looks clean. It's not good. Maybe it's a needle and seat issue.
So me and little man just play catch for a little bit. He's got tryouts coming up, so gotta get him A1 rated. No, not really. Just get him to play. But carburetor's back together, and well, I'm gonna have to hope it's okay, because, well, I didn't find anything wrong, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to clean it out. So, I don't know. Throw it back on. It's basically the same exact order of taking it off. It's reverse. So, what you did last, you did first, and what you did first, you did last. See? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alrighty. So, carburetor's back on. We're gonna take the exhaust off the front right now. I have already done the back, but these ones are pretty easy to get to. The ones back here, you kind of want to use an extension that's got a wobble or wobble extensions. It's straight when you're straight on, but you take it up a little bit. You got a couple degrees. Yeah, you want to do that. My nuts are small. No. They're 8mm through. Be kind of hard to see, but see, they're through. Behind here is a mount. Two 13mm bolts. Might actually have to take the back one. Oh yeah, that's the old one. I gotta take it out. Old gasket. It was doing its job on the front one. On the back one, not so much. Look at that. Alright, kind of cockeyed it in there. Easy peasy, just come right off and goes right back on. Oh, I started looking around, bit of a glare, but it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but there is a vacuum port right there. That's supposed to be a barb fitting with a vacuum plug on it, and well, it's not under the bike. I don't think it's anywhere on the intake or anything like that that I can see. It's evidence that I just did it, but I think I found my issue, which means you gotta pull the carburetor back off, pull that off, and epoxy it, because spending 20 bucks on that is above my pay grade. So yeah, cool. Or I mean, we could RTP a bolt and shove it down in there. Maybe. Maybe not. Depends on how I feel. Small boat with some RTV on it. Put some RTV on the head of the bolt, just so it stays inside the socket a little bit easier. Bish. See? It's like it never happened. Right? You can't see it from your house or my house. But if you go boop and you put something up top of it, it looks factory. Just plain factory. So that dilemma's fixed. And we're gonna overlook it for the next little bit. So with that being done and solved till it becomes another issue, we're gonna do the right thing. Loosely set the tank on there and half plug everything in. Grab our petcock, which will probably never leak. Never. Let's just hope it works. Or it's high enough. Or it's low enough. Or something. Hopefully it just doesn't come apart like the other one. I got the new fuel filter on. New oil filter in. Those are simple. Just spin the filter off and the oil filter, fuel filter, couple clamps, no big deal. Time to add fuel and see if the little boy in China made that petcock right. I think they have about a gallon and a half in there. It's flowing. I also have the rest of the bike back together. Okay, fuel gauge is reading 20. It's telling me that it's empty.
Is it?
But no.
Well, I'm
Oh, well, I have like a gallon and a half in it. Nothing crazy.
yeah, seeing it. You just gotta suck enough through.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Alright, while that warms up for a second. Exhaust seals or gaskets. Right now, you don't really need to order them off of Partzilla. Velcro, these fit. They're a little sloppy, you gotta pay attention to what you're doing. 23588 from Velcro. That's your exhaust gaskets. Seem to be good. I'm gonna let this thing warm up, then we're gonna hit the road. Don't lose a snap-on hat. It's worth almost more than the bike. God damn! Wow. It's beautiful morning. the.
Wait.
What?
Wait. There's a car coming.
Where? 3 states over?
There's a car coming. See a car? See a car?
I bet I could do it last minute.
Ah, that. Me too.
Just the sound of your pipe. Annoying the fuck out of everybody. It's amazing.
Victoria's Secret Supermodel Adriana Lima.
Shakes like a Harley, but it's more affordable.
No shit.
So we've traveled what, maybe 5 miles, maybe
5 miles, give or take.
give or take, and everything seems to be fine. I don't see any fuel in a fuel filter, but it's not a concern right now. The bike's not running rough or anything. It's possibly just the way it's sitting and me overthinking it, but other than that, carburetor's cleaned out, fuel filter, oil filter, exhaust seals. This thing last year, it felt a little off for some reason. Whenever I did the stator on this thing, I must have overlooked doing the exhaust seals. And like I said, you got to pay attention to that stuff, because these things are very sensitive. If they have an exhaust leak, they will run lean. And even though it might not make sense, but they will run lean with an exhaust leak. Most bikes will. Pay attention to it. But with that being said, it's so good to be back on 2 wheels. And I'm ready.
Like Christmas.
He's touched, but not by an angel. But it's time to wrap this up. I gotta go edit this video and get it out and get this thing home. So, well, remember, it's your project. Do it your way. This is how I'm doing mine. Deuces. Got anything?
America.
Well, he said it best. America. Deuces.